It may seem that some people are just born with natural confidence, or that confidence just comes easy to some people, and that may be the case. But the good news is that confidence is a skill that is there for everyone to develop, to improve, and to implement into their daily life. If you can think of the areas where you would want to improve your confidence, maybe it is with your relationships, maybe it is with your friends, your partner, maybe it is with your career, maybe it is in the way that you dress, in the way that you approach life, in the way that you stand, your posture, or in the way that you interact with the world around you. So whatever area it is that you want to improve your confidence, I'm here to talk a little bit more about that. So the good news is that confidence is a skill that can be built. Now, how can you begin to build this skill? Well, if we think about what we want to have confidence for. So let's say in a relationship, we would like to have the confidence to have a more vulnerable conversation, or we would like to have the confidence to ask someone on a date, or we would like to have the confidence to go for an interview for a job. So whatever area it is that we want to improve our confidence on, we can work on the skills to get there. So most likely what we want to improve our confidence in is something that we are afraid of. So we feel fear when we think about asking someone out on a date. We feel fear when we think about communicating vulnerably about our feelings. We feel fear when we think about going and applying for an interview. So how do we get through that fear? Because on the other end of that fear is that confidence. So there are a couple of things that we can do. Number one, we can fake it. We can pretend that we are confident by thinking, well, what would a confident person do in this scenario? So as for asking someone out on a date, a confident person may make eye contact, may smile, may walk up, may initiate a conversation with a person, and may ask them on a date. Or a confident person may just decide, okay, I'm going to have this conversation. Even though I feel this fear, I'm going to sit down and speak vulnerably, even though it feels uncomfortable. Or with the interview, they say, well, I'm going to take the first step, I'm going to apply, then I'm going to get ready, I'm going to prepare for the interview, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to fake that confidence. So the good thing about faking confidence is that if you fake a way of being consistently, well then that just becomes your new way of being. So for example, if I see myself as someone who is shy, and I want to approach someone and ask them on a date, or if I want to go to an interview that I feel fear for, if I continue to tell myself that I'm shy, I will most likely think, well, how does a shy person act? A shy person has body language that stoops down, that closes off. A shy person may not make eye contact, they may look at the ground. A shy person may remove themselves actually from that situation. So if I do that consistently, well then that becomes my new way of being. Even if I am pretending to be shy by doing all of those things, if I do those things consistently, well then that sort of becomes who I am, because what I am doing consistently on a moment by moment basis, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, just becomes my base level of who I am being. So we get to change who we are being. And then option number 2 is that you can build up the skill of courage. So courage allows you to do what you are afraid of, to lean into that fear with the skill of courage, to then get familiar with, to then have the confidence. So there are 6 different types of courage, and I'm going to briefly speak through them now as well. So the first type of courage that you can start to develop is physical. So physical courage will usually rely on strength, on resilience, on moving forward, on moving your physical body from one place to another, to actually taking the action, to actually doing the thing. And then there is moral courage. So moral courage is to do the right thing. So even though you may have a different opinion to the crowd or a different opinion to what your friends are doing, that you still do what is right, not just what everyone else is doing. And that requires courage to lean into that fear as well. And then the next one is emotional. So the courage to feel your feelings, to be there and feel all of your feelings. Because oftentimes we have a fear of feeling our feelings, a fear of feeling sad, a fear of feeling down, a fear of feeling nervous. And we try and escape from these feelings instead of just sitting with them, allowing all of our feelings to be there, and then we can actually know how we feel, so then we can be able to begin to express that as well. And then the next one is social. So to be yourself unapologetically. So to get
I didn't understand that.
Oh my gosh, that gave me such a fright. Oh my gosh. This TV always does this. But to get to know yourself so that you can be yourself unapologetically. So maybe that is that you know your wants, you know your likes, you know your desires. You just want to express yourself and be yourself. So maybe it is that you want to say what you want to say. You want to wear what you want to wear. You want to just be yourself and not have to pretend to be someone else to fit in. And then the next one is intellectual. So to learn and then to unlearn and be willing to relearn. So when I think about this one, I automatically think about when I used to play hockey on the field and when we first learned how to hit the ball. So we learned how to hit the ball in a pattern, in a way, and then oftentimes when we want to develop our skills to get better, we have to unlearn how to hit the ball, to break it down into smaller parts, to relearn how to do it maybe a better, more productive way. So to have that, we had to have an open and flexible mind to be able to do that. And you can do that with obviously breaking down a technique or with intellectual subjects or conversations or topics, to have that open mind to be willing to relearn or to unlearn, to learn again. So the last one then is spiritual. So the ability to trust the process, to live with purpose, to live with meaning, and to live by a heart-centered approach to life. So for this one, the ability to know that no matter what, I'm in the right place at the right time. I can trust the process, I can trust myself, I can trust the universe, I can trust, I can then live from my heart. So instead of living maybe more so from the mind or from the thoughts, I can live from my heart, from how I feel. I can live with purpose and meaning by deciding to do everything in my life with purpose and meaning. And one way that you can do everything in your life with purpose and meaning is by coming up by a list of values, by how you live. So maybe your values are that you live by valuing vulnerability, integrity, authenticity. And then if you live by them, that is, you are going about each task in your day with that purpose and with that meaning as well. So courage basically gets us to take a step in the door. Courage gets us to open the door to what it is that we want. So we get to step inside and begin to really lean into that fear with that skill of courage. And the more that we do this over and over again, and specifically say for one task, let's say our task is that we want to make new friends. So we know that to make new friends, I probably should put myself in social interactions. I probably should talk to more people, make eye contact, start conversations, ask people if they want to meet up with me, trade numbers. So all of these tasks, we can build the courage to start to do them, to take the first step. Maybe the first step is that we make eye contact this week. Maybe next week, our next step is we smile at someone. Maybe next week, we ask the Starbucks assistant how their day is, and we can build that up step by step by expanding our courage. And when we expand our courage leading into that fear, we expand our comfort zone, and then we build a new baseline of courage. And when we do this consistently, courage allows us to get familiar with the unfamiliar, familiar with what is new to us, familiar to a new way of doing things, familiar with a new way of being. And with this repetition and familiarity of what we are doing by repetition with courage, that then leads to confidence, because confidence is knowing, confidence is trust, confidence is faith. And when we are familiar with something, oftentimes those feelings accompany that as well. And if we want to have confidence in ourselves, well then trust in ourselves and having faith in ourselves, we can start to build this by setting small tasks of things that we want to do. For example, making the eye contact, or deciding we are going to go to the gym 3 times a week and then going, or we are going to drink more water a day and then doing it, or we are going to call our family once a week and then doing it. Because when we do what we say we're going to do, and when our words align with our actions, well then we build trust, we build faith, and that really is confidence. So I hope that you learned something from this video where we talked about courage, where we talked about the 6 different types of courage. And I just wanted to finish off by saying that starting November 1st, I will be running a 10-day confidence and self-love challenge, where we will be working on all of these topics and actually putting the action steps into place, because it is great to know this information, but how we start to make those changes is how we apply this information to our life. So check down the link below to join that challenge. I look forward to seeing you in there, or if you are interested in one-on-one confidence, self-love, mindset coaching, do feel free to drop a comment down below. See you all in the next video. Bye now.